Okay. Uh, Good morning and welcome to our open call. Today we are going to talk about creating analytics widgets for the desktop. Um, this is something that if you have front end folks that you want them to be able to log in and quickly have information about fulfillment or something like that, or if you yourself want to keep reports visible for projects that you're working on, like weeding or policy cleanup or expired users, that kind of thing. Analytics objects are a great way to keep that information easily at hand. So I've got 6 different reports in the Big Bend environment that we're going to start with, and I'll just kind of show you an example of what you can do. Um, with the report and how to make a widget and make sure that the people that you want to have access for it have access. So these are some examples. So we have active loans with the upcoming due dates, and it also has a column with lost items. So this is kind of nice to know um, just how many materials may be coming um, in the next couple of weeks. You can see that Big Bend has several thousand um, due more than 30 days from now because the end of quarter is their standard due date. Um, so that's, like a lot of stuff. But as the end of the quarter comes up, they would see this number probably very quickly move to the left. Um, so it kind of is a good check to the system that things are coming in when they're supposed to. So this is a nice one, very easily customizable to different date ranges. This is number of calculators here. This is one that I custom made for them, and I'd be happy to customize for you. So they have calculators, various types, and in multiple locations. And so they have STEM Center ones, which is a physically different building, and then they have ones at the ref desk. And so um, if a student comes in to one of those locations, um, either we were like, wouldn't it be nice to be able to say, oh, well, who has one? So this was a pivot table. It's kind of clunky just because there's some uh, extra information that I put in there. You can see um, that because of the way they are cataloged for the 2 different locations, I had to include um, item descriptions and holdings. So it's a little messy, but we know that there are 60 total um, calculators available in various locations. So, and you can see how many of them are checked out. So we've got, a couple of 83s and 84s available at STEM, and a lot of the lower 10 key, and just a couple of the 83s and 84s in the main library as well. Um, so that was a nice one. This is one. So if you have temporary locations like reserves or displays, and you just want to, keep an eye on it. You could even kind of limit the temporary locations that are listed, but this just says um, due back date. So items that were moved to in course reserves that need to return to the permanent location, or perhaps the due back date needs to change. or I don't know what's going on. But um, again, very customizable. Um, this is one I just kind of put together from an Ex Libris out of the box report. And it's the number of loans by library and location in the previous month. So it uses a function that calculates the last month as opposed to, you know, having to constantly prompt it. So we can see, again, there's all those laptops and pieces of equipment. And then the STEM Center resources, they've had 212. So that's their calculators and biology books. Um, but, so if you've got different locations that you want to just kind of monitor, how many things are checking out, how are your display tables going? Um, this looks like your display tables are going well, Amanda. Congratulations. This is an example, this ebook title use by platform of how you can use data if you have sushi harvesting enabled for more than just iPads. So this one we can see the top titles that have been checked out and where they are from. It's probably a bit too long for a true widget, but you could kind of figure out a different electronic resources report. Well, and it's even sectioned by platform, so it's really, really long. Because here we have ProQuest, I think. Yeah, and there are top 10 canned reports, and you could even add some dates and stuff to those. So um but yeah, so there's an example of a sushi based one. And then here's just a variation of the items in a temporary location, the items that Big Bend has on the display tables. So they have all those titles and which table they are at, which is nice if you've got Circ students who may be, um, you know, wanting to tell someone what kind of titles are on a table or something. Um, so these are a few examples. We're going to work our way backward. Um, and I'm going to remove some of these just so that I can show you how to put things on and it's not quite so busy. Okay, so we have number of loans per library and calculators available. And now I want to add um, a widget. And so I'm going to add the 7 days overdue. So this is going to be a report that shows us items that are overdue by 7 days. And it doesn't work. Cool. Um, let's, I want to pick something that doesn't have FERPA stuff.
Overdue by 7 days isn't going to work because everything's end of quarter.
Right. Well, yeah. But it should have anything that's overdue from last quarter should be on there.
Mm, I don't know.
We can take a look at that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is a loans due tomorrow. And it's got patron and item information, but the primary user identifier is 333. So it's an
That's
interlibrary loan. Yeah.
interlibrary loan.
So it says interlibrary loan. So we have no FERPA data. So that's great. So it tells us exactly what's due. So that is how you can add a widget. Some of the out of the box ones that should, where's the discovery search is one of the ones that I think generally can hang out up. So as is notifications, I think those are the ones that I usually have visible, and you can drag things around um, and be able to do stuff. Okay, but how do you get something onto this very handy manage widgets page? So what we're going to do is go into analytics, and then analytics object list. And if you don't have um, analytics, the right analytics permissions, you might not see this one. I can't remember which I consumes data on a library level, maybe is the one. Um, and here you see all of the objects list, which is kind of a quick access to different reports that have been added to the object list. But you can see, there we go. Nope, I wanted to, there we go. You can see in this table view the ones that have been added as widget. You can also see there's a lot that are out of the box from Ex Libris, and those can be removed if you want. So let's make a, I don't want an Alma one. I want a local one because then I am more reasonably assured that it could work. Okay, so we have our iPads one. That's gonna be, that's a whole dashboard. Nope, I'm not gonna do that. Nope. We've already added a lot of these.
Mhm.
But you can see there are um quite a few things that you can add in. Um da, 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 da. Well, I guess we're going with the next Libris one. E-inventory. Let's make this a widget. So the way that we do this is by clicking on it, you get the pop out. Um, and if you scroll down, it shows, and because this one's out of the box, it has roles in here for people who can view this from the analytics objects list. If you want to schedule this report to be sent to you, this is where you can do that. Here's the report preview. And because it's a dashboard and not just a report, we can't actually add it as a widget. But say you have this e-inventory dashboard and we've got these roles who can see it, but I've got a librarian who doesn't have these roles, who needs to see it. And this librarian, only has cataloging or something. So you can add an individual. Um, so I'm just gonna, well, and now we've got FERPA data. So, um, Uh, but I can add an individual here and click yes. And now, even though Rhonda doesn't have maybe these permissions, she can see this dashboard in the objects list and open it from here without having to go all the way into analytics. So let's go ahead and add a new report to our analytics object list. And I think in the old UI, it used to be a lot more obvious, but now they've hidden all number of things under the more actions button, which is tiny and only 3 dots. And so you can add Alma or Primo reports or dashboards, and you start by selecting a folder. And here's the kind of big thing is it can only come from an Alma out of the box folder or from your own local shared folders. So if it's in a community folder, so like if it's something from the Whacked Click shared folder or it's something you find someplace else, that's you can't get to that here. So we're gonna go into my folder here. I recently figured out I could change it from Wade. So now it's me. So now we have all these other things, and let's just do this. What one? Item counts by library location and item policy. Very random report. You can, if you want to change the display name. So if you're like, this is Carly's, cleanup report, so that people aren't like, what's going on? You can change the display name of the report in the objects list. So now we have added an existing report. And now we can see that the share fields are all empty. So we don't have internal users. We don't have any of those roles. It's not scheduled. We have the link to view the full report. And then this little thing, we can just say add as widget. Um, and okay, great. And it's saved. Now, if we go back to homepage and I want to add Carly's, sometimes it takes a second. We'll give it a moment. I've also been doing this all morning, so it's like real happy with me. But we can see that it is there in the analytics object list and it has the icon that it's been added as a widget. The one thing that I wish you could do from the analytics object list was actually like click on the added as widget and just have it add to your dashboard. Um, but someday. All right, so it is here. We'll just reload, see if I can crash the system this morning. That'd be fun. Go to homepage again. And let's see if it has shown up now. So here's the basic ones that are the default at the top that are in not alphabetical order. And then you've got all the ones you've added in alphabetical order down below. And yeah, still not showing up. So we're going to do a good old unplug and plug it back in. Let's sign out and sign back in. You don't typically have to do this, but sometimes. Okay, cross our fingers. Why isn't it showing up? This is very annoying. Am I missing it? No. Ah. Okay. We'll come back to that. Um let's put one on here that was like way too much. And so like ebook title used by platform, right? That one was way too much. But we kind of like it. So let's go into analytics and find this guy to edit it. So here's how you're going to do that. So we know we have this widget, so we know that it's an object. So we want to go to the analytics object list, and we've got, I can't remember. ebook title use by platform. And then up here is the report URL. And let's see, there it is. So, and if you click on that URL, it will tell you what the actual report name is and where it lives so that you can find it. So it is in general reports and it's called e-usage books BR1. Okay, so now we can go into full analytics. And again, I've been in here for like an hour and a half, so Oracle's getting a little mad at me. And we go into Big Bend, that's our shared. We go into reports and it's ebook usage BR1. So we're gonna open this up and we see that, okay, it is based on that subject area. We're gonna look at this criteria. And we've got total requests is greater than 1. Let's go ahead and increase that. And we're going to say greater than 10. Because we want a shorter list. Great, that's a shorter list. And we already have in this pivot table the platform that is being used. So the design of this pivot table is a bit redundant. So we're going to get in here and we're going to pull the uploading vendor name out because we have the platforms here. So ProQuest and ProQuest ebook central. And then we're not particularly interested in the unique title requests for the purposes of this. So we're going to pull that out. And now we can kind of see it's much cleaner. However, because that total item requests was like above 10, it's still a pretty long list, but we see a break at 50. So for this one, I'm just going to go back and we're going to set the criteria to greater than 50. Okay. I'm also going to save this so that if someone's actually using this one, it doesn't mess them up, and then we'll actually add it back into the analytics object list. So I'm saving as, and we're going to say, we're going to call this popular ebooks by platform. Okay. So what's interesting is we have usage date is prompted. So if we are looking at this report from the catalog, we're going to do that. Ebook usage by platform. Where did I save it? Maybe I saved it in Carly. Nope. You guys saw me save it, right? Popular. I called it popular. There we go. Popular ebooks by platform lesson. Okay. It says the usage date is prompted, but there is no prompt built into the report. So that's interesting. So let's go in and let's take out this filter just because that may be because it's in a dashboard somewhere, and this is not in a dashboard because a dashboard could have a separate prompt. Okay, save again. Okay, popular ebooks by platform. I'm gonna, it's saved. Now you can just cut out of that. We're gonna add that report. And that one is in Big Bend Reports. Um, oh, cool. A tip from Kirsty, if your Alma Analytics report has a slash or backslash, you can't create an analytic object or use the report to create a set in Alma. Yeah, that seems real. Um, and very annoying for you. Bummer. Okay, so reports and popular Menopy popular ebooks. All right. So we've got it now, and we're going to come down here and we're going to add it at a widget. Oh, I like how the whole collection is somehow an ebook title, or they're reporting it on a BR1. That's sneaky. Um, okay. All right. So that has been added as a widget. Let's see if any of these want to show up now. So now so we have this ebook title by platform that's super, super long. And lemon, nope. Why? Anyone have a clue why it may not be showing up on here? Hmm. Hmm. That is very frustrating. Glad it worked a couple of times. Um, so perhaps I've just made it mad. It's just having a day. I did log out and log back in after the last one wasn't working. Um, the one called item counts by library location and item policy, because that one wasn't showing up either, and I don't it's still not showing up. Um, so hold on. I'm gonna sign out of Oracle, and I'm gonna
I'm
sign
not
out of
seeing them
here.
on my end either, Carly.
Weird.
I just
Norm,
watched you create it, but it's not there. I've signed out and signed back in a few times.
yeah, I've exhausted it. Uh, what? Let's see. Nope. Okay, well, at least I was able to demonstrate the process once. Um, yeah, so some tips. Don't put a slash or a backslash in the title name. Consider the display of the report, because it will be confined to the little boxes, which do get infinitely narrower until they finally flex. Um, and you want to make sure that the information that you can see in the box is what you want to see. I shouldn't have to add uh any roles because I created it, but let's test that theory. Thanks, Amy. Um,
Oh, um, now that Amy says that, yeah, I think it's something newer
is
that
it?
that
I
you
don't,
have to specifically add roles and or users for things to show up in the widget box and any place else.
oh, fun because one clicky button isn't enough. Okay, so I named it Carly's cleanup report, not the items thing. Um, nope. And let's see if it's there now. It's not. So it's just mad at me. Um, but that could
Wait,
be an
hold,
issue on top of
can
it being tired.
yeah, can you go back because you added yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't add any roles to the
Yeah, but you shouldn't have to
family
add
project.
roles if you've
Okay,
added an into like a specific user.
right.
Um, I could add catalogers and just see because Amanda and I should both have those permissions. Um, anyway, the thing about this specific report that I randomly decided to add as a widget and now isn't working, is that it is a nice little cleanup report.
I see it.
Oh, is it fine? Cool. It's
It's
showing up
finally
now.
shown up.
Okay, so it did have to do with roles, which is interesting. Um, but what's interesting about this report is that you can see the number of items that have zeros, because that's probably because there's old deleted ones that are none. And like, oh, there's only one thing with the item policy of equip at 8-hour ref desk, and most of the others are 12-hour or 24-hour. There is weirdly one item with a reserve item policy. So this is one that I just like to kind of look at to see like, is there anything goofy hanging out somewhere where it shouldn't be hanging out? Um, so anyway, okay. But Amanda says it's shown up, so let's go back to homepage. So maybe you have to do roles now. So let's see. Carly's cleanup report. Oh, it's not showing you the data. So there is a delay with the data, it being overnight, but weirdly, there's not a delay when you create a new report and then Alma wants to link to the like file architecture to find that report in Oracle. So Oracle has a delay in how it harvests the Alma Primo data, but Alma can talk to Oracle in real time. So Amanda, you're able to see the Carly's cleanup report title, but then none of the item counts are showing up. None of
Oh no,
this information.
I have item counts.
Oh, okay.
Number of items in repository is what I see. So open this up. Yeah.
Okay.
Everything that you see on the little widget is what I see as well.
Okay, so yeah, so I assigned it by those roles and it liked that finally. So another tip is make sure you have assigned roles. Um, I'll do some more testing and see if it's absolutely necessary because I don't feel like it used to be. Um, but it's very possible with the new analytics permissions that they've created as far as different giving individuals access to only certain modules of analytics that you do have to add roles, which would seem odd. But whatever. So, um, yeah. Any other tips or confusion that we'd like to share on the recording? And then if anyone has a specific report that they're trying to get to work as a widget or something they'd like to see as a widget, um, we can keep recording if we don't think it'll be FERPA, but otherwise we can stop and dig into something like that for the next 15, 20. Okay, I'm not getting any um Um, so if you are new to analytics and you'd like to kind of learn more generally about it, there are a couple things to consider. You can use I'm gonna have to, oh, I think I've got it in here. Um, you can use the learning paths. So this training um, gives you just kind of a video of navigating it. This is the intro. You uh, running out of the box, creating reports. There is a Become an Expert series for this as well. Um, then there's also the Eluna trainings, which you can access from our website. Um, and all of these are accessible to anyone who works at one of our libraries because we have that Alumna membership. So the Alma Analytics training that they did in October, let's see. So they've got a session on collection management, a usage dashboard, um, this session, this looking for trouble using analytics to find problems in your catalog, I would say that was like the highlight of this Alma Analytics. Um, the Become an Expert session, thanks for that link, Sarah. Um, is it is lengthy, but if I'm not mistaken, it's Yoel who did the training. And so it's pretty good and it is recent. So some of the funky updates. The credentials for Eluna are here, I'll show you. So you just leave my institution as a member, and then under member institution name, you can put your college name or you can put whack to click. It doesn't matter. Um, they'll find you. Um, and then you just do your name. You can see I do this a lot. Uh, and then if you want to choose to opt out of sharing, and then you'll just say register. And I already have, so it very quickly popped up because I've been there before. And then you come into their special platform. And it's got a lot of different things, but you can in the recording. Here's the recording slide. Okay, so that's the media player, and you can fast forward and um, So if you're like, I don't care who was here, we're gonna minimize that. We're gonna minimize that. I don't care about chat. I don't care about Q&A. I don't care about the code of conduct. And then you can click and drag these guys so you can look at the slide. I'm going to drag this over here and then you can expand this. Oh, come on now. There we go. So anyway, whatever they were doing that we just popped into. And then if you accidentally minimize something that you need, there we go. You can just reduce size and there you go. You can watch and kind of go through the slides at your own pace. Or if you don't need to look at the slides and you just want to watch the thing. So the credentials are very, very easy. Very long answer on that one. So yeah, so there's the introduction to, there is the Become an Expert series that just took place back in September. And then there's the Aluna Learns, and then we also have where on the our website, if you go to support and then resources, we have an analytics folder here. And this has some notes from the training. It's got some SQL stuff. So this is the like function text to create bins, it looks like, for publication date. Here's a Dewey range statement case. So like it takes all of these permanent call numbers and makes the display nice and short. Some more SQL filters. So our analytics folder doesn't have, oh yeah, so this is the like how to create a rolling time frame here. So this is like 3 months to 2 months back. Anyway, so yeah, we also have hold on. Another analytics resource we have are our YouTube recordings. And now you all know I look at Wicked and Marvel stuff a lot, even though I'm on the regular account. And if we go into trainings, I think there's an analytics one. Yes, we had an analytics workshop, 2 days worth of working on stuff. That might be a really good one to start with, Kelsey, because then if you are like, I didn't understand this thing, I could point you to where in the Ex Libris videos would help expand on it. So yeah, anyone, I can share our training playlist. There you go. So that you guys can all check out what we've done. So yeah. So there there's a lot of cool and crazy complicated things you can do with analytics, but there's also some really nice, clean, pointed, like curated things that you can do with analytics that can help your daily workflow or your project workflow go a little faster. Always, keep in mind that the data is accurate only up to yesterday. So someone may have checked out, 18 calculators could have been checked out this morning. And I'm not going to know that. It's not a live report, the only way to make it a live report would be to go in and search for those items. But it's at least something. It's a place to start. Um, so yeah. Any other questions? Thanks everyone for jumping in with links and ideas and tips. I should be able to, I'll do a little bit of blur out in the one moment where we had some FERPA data, and then I'll get this recording posted since we kind of stuck with general physical collection type content. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. All right. Well, yeah, enjoy the rest of your day and look for the recording to show up. And if you haven't had a chance to explore our YouTube channel or the website, please do and give me some feedback of how I can make it more helpful for you. And otherwise, I will catch you all next week.